Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of August 23rd. I'm Catherine Aleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Erdix.
Hi there.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give into our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about assigned seats at home. We're not talking about like on an airplane or in a classroom. So we heard a stat that said that 66% of people surveyed say that they have unofficial assigned seats at home. So they always sit in the same spot on the couch or maybe at the kitchen table or whatever it is. So of course we latched onto that as a topic. And wondering if you have an assigned seat. I know in my house, I work at the dining room table and I always, stay in the same spot there. Once in a while, I do move because it's right by the air vent. So sometimes it's too cold in the summer to be there. And so I switch around, but it has the best view from the place where I normally sit. So, and my husband definitely has a seat on the couch. He has worn out 2 couches because he always sits in the same spot. So yeah, it definitely happens in our house. And I can remember growing up, we ate our meals in the kitchen and we always sat in the same seats in the kitchen, always. So, today we have an island and we do tend to sit in the same spots, come to think of it. When we have meals, we do almost always end up in the same positions. So yeah. I guess it's just, it just becomes a habit.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's only 66% of people because I thought everybody did. But, we certainly have, like you said, the places at the table. Every now and then we change, rotate a little bit, but we haven't done that in a long time. So, and the kids usually don't watch TV out in the living room, but my husband has his spot at one end of the couch. I have my spot at the other end of the couch. And if my daughter comes out, she sits on the love seat. And it's, if she's sitting someplace else, she moves for one of us to take our rightful spot. When I was growing up, we had in the TV room, my dad had his chair and my mom had her chair and then the couch was mine. But we don't have chairs. Do people still have chairs in their TV rooms? Like the recliner chairs or something? That's just, we just have a couch and a love seat.
Yeah, same.
So it's a little less exact, but we just take the 2 ends. And one end is mine and one end is his. That's the way it is. Don't mess it up.
Yeah. How about you, Nicole?
Yeah, we definitely, it's more my husband, like, for whatever reason, because it's like, well, this, if I sit here, then I don't have the vent over top of me, or if I sit here, it's easier access to such and such, or if I sit here, then I can put my computer on the side of the couch. Like, it's him, it's his doing. Practical. I don't care. Yeah, and I don't care. In fact, like, I sat at the table in one location of the table for years. And then one day in high school, my daughter decided that she was going to sit there. And then she started sitting there. And I was like, oh, okay. So I guess nobody really cares about assigned seating. My husband does, of course. But, yeah. And then, when her boyfriend started coming over to eat dinner, like, then he sat in the chair that I was bumped to, and now I've been bumped out of that one. So,
this is getting to be a very sad story, Nicole. You sit on the back step now with your plate on your knees.
Yeah. Paper plate.
Yeah. If we have a 5th person, like if we have our daughter's boyfriend here at a mealtime, somebody has to stand because the island only has space for 4
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can seat 6, so we bring in an extra chairs. But when our friends come over, they have specific seats that they sit in too. So everybody revolves a little.
And we should just move to the dining room, but that's where all my stuff is because I work in the back.
The dining room table is too big. We only use that when we have a large crowd. If we just have 6 people, just cram around the kitchen table.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely there is some space procurement in our house. Procurement of space in our house. But that's not by my doing. That's definitely not it.
Do you guys have particular seats in the car? When the kids were little, I would sit up front with my husband. But then at some point, I think maybe when my daughter started to drive, she started sitting shotgun, and I would sit in the back. And I have a particular side of the back that I sit on. My son sits on the other side. And it's just, we always get in that way. I think part of it was that I'm afraid of airbags because I'm a very small person, and, there's a possibility it could just flat take off my head if it went off at me. So if I sit in the back, I don't have to worry about that. I'll die of something else, but still, so I don't think it was like she supplanted me necessarily, but it is interesting now that we have our car seating plan has rotated in such a way that she's now up front and I'm in the back.
Yeah.
Kicking my feet against
my son will try to call shotgun and get in the front. I like to sit in the front because I get car sick easily. So the front is better for me, but sometimes he beats me to it. So.
Right.
So there's no law of ownership of seats in the car. It's just every passenger for themselves.
Yeah, usually. I mean, if I were to be like specifically like, no, you can't have shotgun, I need it, then of course he would have to yield to the maternal authority.
Correct.
But,
you don't
if it's not a long drive, I'm not gonna fuss about it.
Yeah, I grew up with like pretty traditional car seating arrangements, and I don't really care now. I'm fine in the front or the back. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't mind the back. So see, I don't have like legroom issues. Yeah, because my legs are very short, so I really don't mind it. I'll sit anywhere. I've even sat like in the way back of the minivan from time to time. I can sit sideways with my legs stretched out on the bench.
Stretched out
with the seatbelt sort of wrapped around myself in a squirrely way that will do me absolutely no good. But hey, when I was a kid, we just laid in sleeping bags in the back of the station wagon with nothing at all. So, I'm rugged that way.
It felt like a massive, fort back there.
It did.
The back of the station wagon. Cool. There was so much room.
Yeah.
3 kids, we would be sitting up playing cards, or you could lay down. I don't know where was
room right there in the car.
Where were all of our suitcases and stuff when we went on trips? I have no idea, because we were just lounging in that way back.
Oh yeah, that was so sweet. Gosh, how we're still alive is a mystery, but still.
I know, right?
Those were the days, children.
Yeah.
Do you have, I don't know if we talked about this before, do you have a particular side of the bed?
Yes, for sure.
Does it change from time to time, or is it just, this is the way it is?
Ours did change at some point because of the vent. My husband was wanting to be closer or farther from the vent, and we switched. So now all the stuff but we didn't switch the nightstands. So
that stinks.
The stuff I don't really use anything that's in there. So, but yeah. So his stuff is on my side and my stuff is on his side. And also the dogs sleep on our bed. So then there's there's a position for all of us. Right. I'm here, he's there, one dog is in this spot, one dog is in the other spot. The dogs have their assigned areas too. Right. They are not the areas that we would assign if we were assigning. They have been self-assigned.
That's great. And then if you go to a hotel, do you sleep on the same side? Just out of habit?
I feel I guess we do, but...
We definitely do.
Or we take advantage of having 2 beds.
That's what we do.
Spread out.
We're like, woohoo, 2 queens, bring it on.
Right.
We have a full size bed, and so if we go to a hotel that has like a queen or a king, it's like, hi over there.
Hello.
Like we're in a different country. We might as well be twin beds. It's so weird.
Yeah.
How about you, Nicole? Do you have sides of the bed that are regulated? Or are you just
Yes.
wild and untutored?
No, well, our sides have actually changed over the years, depending on our move, like what house we live in, because I like to be closest to the door.
Mm.
So, or closest to the bathroom. So it's kind of, yeah, it's either depending on how the room is. But since we've been in this house, it hasn't changed. I don't think it changed in the last house either. Maybe it did. Yeah. So, but it has changed over the years. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's just, now it's getting pretty settled in.
Yeah. I think my husband and I might have been the same since we've been married. I can't remember, but I think so. I think at our old house, I was on the same side as well. It just seems right,
Mm-hmm.
Just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you get used to listening to your favorite podcast. It becomes a habit. You just wouldn't even think of doing anything differently. You just turn on that podcast app and listen to Parenting Roundabout, just like it was meant to be. And wait for that moment when they say, that's it for today's round 4, and then you can be free. Tune in tomorrow and when we'll share our roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout-out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.